Hello again. Today I'm here with Tom Burgess and Joe O'Grady. A little bit of a different story. The two of them got together into a partnership. I first met them in 2018, September 2018, and Tom was milking the cows and Joe had sheep. So yeah, I'll just get some background. Thanks, Tom, for your time. Where were you back then?
So at that stage I had a cheese business here, and I was milking once a day cows, my own cows, about 140 cows, and the thing was growing, the quotas had gone and there was room for expansion, at least I felt there was. I had 170 acres here in the milking block, and I wanted to get bigger. It just seemed like the thing, and I suppose Joe was next door and I knew him well enough before. He had worked with me as a student actually, and he was leasing the farm all around my farm, and they both fit together fairly well. So
you're milking 140 cows once a day, and then milk going to the cheese, and you're already doing the cheese thing at that time, weren't you?
Yeah, I had been making cheese at that stage for 15 years, and it seemed to be taking off too, and I knew I was spreading myself too thinly to do everything together, and so it just seemed like a great solution.
Great fit, yeah. Because Joe, I mean, sheep, like you're probably thinking, the white gold is the way to go, was it? And what was the reasoning for you wanting to go into the dairy?
Well, first I was in the wrong white gold at the start. The sheep. We're fairly good for sheep, but on predominantly leased land, so that was knocking the good out of that. And all along that time period, you could see after the quotas went in dairy that there was huge opportunity, and financially, definitely a sounder business. So I had been looking for an opportunity, and Tom came up. Sure, it was a no-brainer really with the land was set up, and it was extremely very local to me and all. So
It all happened fairly quickly, didn't it? Like, September 2018 we met, and then I think there was 155 in-calf animals on hand for 2019, but you carved down 250 cows in year one, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. We had to go out and buy 100 heifers. And get the right ones, thanks to you, Andre.
Yeah, that worked out well in the end.
It was a good opportunity to improve the genetic merit of the herd as well by buying the best.
Bought Jersey Cross bred heifers. Did they suit the cheese well as well?
They were good yield. They're a good yield, a good high solid yield. The milk works just as well. It's a bit creamier. I had originally avoided the high fat, but it didn't really matter. I think it made my cheese a bit more unique in that it had kind of a creamier, smoother texture in the cheese, which did help with the flavour, with the end product. The creamy milk. With good quality milk is the key really with cheese. Meaning low TBC, low somatic cell count, and all that. We just take it and process it. About 20% of the milk from the herd is now going into the cheese. The rest is sold. Yeah,
that's substantial, because it's about 300 cows now, isn't it? So you already had a 20-unit parlour.
Yes, I
had
just
very basic,
it was a swing over 20-unit. It was quite new, quite fresh, and we'd added to our wintering facilities and that. We had enough for what we had, but we had to invest quite a lot to double the size of the herd, and that included an underpass on the road. So it was that kind of released the capital for me. I mean, the size of the herd was a big help to go to the banks and tell them we wanted quite a lot of money to get set up.
Banks are not very fast in Ireland, so everything took a bit, didn't it? To go from making the decision and agreeing on the partnership to then having to go and buy the stock, and of course the opportunity to get the right stock, it was all fairly tight. It all had to come into place. But then also, I mean, you went into blocks that, Joe, you were already leasing at the time, so roadways had to go into that as well? Or?
Yeah, we had to put spur roadways out with Toms and a few roadways down through the new blocks as well. But
Yeah.
the underpass, when we excavated that, provided a good bit of material, so that was cost effective enough to do it.
Yeah, did the underpass already go in that first year, did it?
It did at the end of the
First year, 2019. Yeah.
So there was just fencing to be changed around, and sure, drinking trucks. There's all these little things that when you're taking on new ground, you maybe don't always.
Yeah, little things that cost a lot of money. But I mean, at the moment, I just looked the underpass. You're still developing it. I mean, it was just a slope, and the steps are gone in this year, so it's sort of been continuous, isn't it? You know, you had to add cubicles, and now last year the roof went over the yard.
Yeah.
Continuous investment, kind of bit of a drain on profit, really. Yeah, that's right. Seems to go on. We have another slurry store to go in now for a longer storage period.
Yeah.
So we've spread the investment time over the last 6 years, which is one way to do it.
Yeah.
Taking from cash flow, a lot of it. Well, we haven't borrowed too.
Yeah, like a lot of it's been funded from the cash flow. So it has been. Has it satisfied what the aims were at the start, do you think?
Well, it's definitely freed up my time.
Yeah.
I haven't milked cows in the last 4 years, so after doing it for 30 years, that was a great, great relief to stay in bed on a Sunday morning. Still involved a bit in the dairy and in the dairy farm, do a bit of AI and a bit of calving when things get busy, but not a lot really. I think that's actually helped the partnership work well, to be able to just push it all over to Joe and let him at it, rather than try and do it together.
Yeah, it's important that you end up with one of you running it. I mean, it was really important that initially we recognised that you both had very much the same aims for what to achieve out of the thing, but then it is important for one person to sort of get in charge of the day-to-day running, isn't it?
Yeah, but at the same time, at the start, it was invaluable to have someone with a 30-year skill set.
Yeah.
To get it going, because no matter how much you read about it and plan for it when you're there, there's so much more to do on it on a day-to-day. So, and new skills to pick up, like grass and handling cows and things. But it is good to have defined roles that you know what you need to do, and it gives me more of a responsibility to the partnership that I know I have to get the farm to work.
And so you're pleased with the move?
Oh God, yeah. I suppose we have invested probably more than either of us envisaged at the very beginning. I suppose there's been a few little bits and pieces that but as it goes, they're adding to the smoothness of how it runs.
Yes.
And labour saving. So most of those are one-off. They're done now and they're paid for. And like going forward, we are getting to a space where all the pieces are in the jigsaw.
Yeah. But there's always change, isn't it? Because you were contract rearing all your replacements, but then last year took on a lease block to get control of those again as well. So I mean that's given more expansion, more work again as well. But it's satisfied a lot of the things. Provided silage into the business, and it's rearing all the replacements and things like that, isn't it? So,
it is, and more yard space as well, which is a help. So and just more land in terms of nitrates and stuff going forward as well.
Yeah.
We have more land under us. So.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the plan from here?
To try and stop investing and start
put it in the bank.
Start seeing cash dropping out the bottom, is it?
Yeah. That's the plan, I suppose.
We have the collars and the drafting gates and all that has gone in as well. That's a big help. To the heat detection is done with those. So
that was a big change too, wasn't it? Yeah. And that you find that really good, don't you? You got the the NEDAP collars and and they work with the drafting.
The Alco drafting, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the cheese side of it's been quite successful too, Tom. You won a few awards.
Won a few big awards, including the best cheddar in the World Cheese Awards, which was 2 years in a row. This is our signature cheese, Coolatin cheddar. It's got a bright red coloured rind. This one was made in October 23,
Right.
which is quite strong implications for cash flow because we usually keep it for up to for 12 to 18 months
Right.
before we sell it if there's a maturing thing. But that helps with the seasonal milk production profile because we still have cheese to sell when we're not milking the cows. There's 150 litres in this 15 kilo wheel of cheese, 150
Wow.
litres of milk.
Yeah.
So we make 12 of these every day during the milking season. It
Okay.
happens from April to October when the cows are on grass, and that's the real secret of Coolatin cheddar.
Yeah, so
Success.
you buy the milk out of the partnership business.
Yeah.
So
It's a
Joe
separate
has
business.
no interest in the cheese side of it. You just buy the milk out of the partnership, and then 150 litres per.
Per cows. And milk quality is important, as I said already.
Yeah.
And milk quality has improved since the partnership came
Yeah.
into action, you know.
And so how do you sell them? Do you sell them as a whole wheel?
Yeah,
or
we
do you-
sell them on pallets. We sell them in boxes, boxes there, and we just cut them and sell them as retail size packs as well. But the way I like to sell them is in whole wheels on a pallet. I've got
Right.
a pallet going out here tomorrow, 12 of these.
And where do they go?
They go to the wholesaler, LaRousse, Sheridan's, Lilliput, and I've 3 boxes going to Germany today as well.
Oh, right.
To Berlin. So yeah, whoever wants to buy them, really.
Yeah.
It's mainly to places that cut the cheese in front of the customer, cheesemongers,
Yes.
traditional style cheesemongers, not to supermarkets.
Yeah, okay.
We don't really get much into it. Though it is in our local places here, small value, and not small pieces. So that works well for me because I don't really have time to cut it up into little pieces and pack it. Although I do a bit of it.